Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So in this video, we want to take a look at the 4-hour chart here and look at the wider scenario. The idea is to remind you of the two scenarios that are possible based on the bearish and the bullish case for Bitcoin on the, let's say, daily or 4-hour time frame. You see it on the 4-hour as well. But before we dive deeper into the analysis, first a few words about the sponsor of today's Bitcoin video, Chartprime. Chartprime is a service that provides specific TradingView indicators. There are 5 specific and unique indicators that you can only get through Chartprime if you sign up to one of their plans. These are based on quite complex algorithms and formulas and can be helpful in identifying trade setups, which means they can provide additional signals that could support your trading. Indicators can, for example, also be useful to support Elliott Wave counts to give more confidence. Of course, you don't need to apply Elliott Wave to use Chartprime, and the combination of their indicators alone can provide trade setups and signals as well. They currently offer a 30% limited time discount, so if you are interested in this, check it out. Of course, bear in mind that no indicator works 100% of the time. Here's an example of the Bitcoin chart with one of the range indicators. This indicator combines various indicators in itself, so you can adjust it to your needs, but it basically shows your range resistances, different support resistance levels based on different time frames, and it categorizes them based on their relevance. And this indicator provides you with dynamic support and resistance bands to which the price is reacting. And if you're interested in checking it out, make sure that you use the link in the video description and on their website. You can also read through testimonials and you can join their Discord community, which you can join in case you have any questions about how to use those indicators. And then we go into the key scenarios that are relevant here at the moment on the shorter time frame. So 4-hour time frame, first of all, what is important to understand that at the moment there is still a risk that we continue with a bear market. Absolutely, yeah. This risk isn't gone. It's still valid. It's still there. In all honesty, still my preferred outcome. Well, not necessarily preferred, but it's still my, yeah, you could say the outcome that I'm still giving primary relevance, because we haven't had a change of trend on the daily. Yeah, not really. So since the all-time high, we've come down. We haven't really made any significant higher highs. We haven't even broken above the August high. Yeah, so we haven't really broken trend. So from that point of view, looking at the chart, it's a beautiful so-called expanded flat pattern or flat pattern, which is playing out here. A wave to the upside of the June low, B wave to the downside, and the C wave to the upside. Meets all requirements for a, well, it might count as an expanded flat now, because I think it broke very briefly above the August high. Doesn't matter, there's details. But yeah, you had a corrective move to the upside, a corrective move to the downside, and a 5-wave move to the upside. A, B, C. Could be a 4th wave here, and we might then break down in 5 waves. That's eventually still very, very likely. And that's why, strategy-wise, I still keep a lot of my cash aside. Yeah. So when I buy Bitcoin at the moment, yeah, to scale in to trade the wave to the upside, which might come, I still wait for lower prices, and only if we get a confirmation that the bull run has started, then I will be a bit more aggressive, okay, and then also deploy more my cash into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other coins. That is just purely part, managing cash is one of the most important things you can do, and it's part of trading as well. Yeah, it's not only about going up or down; it's about risk management, management of your cash flow and the cash. Okay, so keeping your cash, important, because this scenario is still there, right? If I was using all my cash here, yeah, and we make one more low, what do I do? It's painful then, right? Lost opportunity. So I'd rather keep that aside either until we make that new low, which is still my primary expectation, but probabilities are close together here. And it doesn't mean I'm completely betting on this, okay? So what I will always do and also do is to assume that, okay, possibility is also that in November we bottomed, but we only have 3 waves down, so it's not the most likely outcome. That's why I give primary also to one more low in the bear market. Yeah, this looks like a clear B wave to me. Okay, maybe it finished here. Maybe the bear market is over. Then this would count as a wave 1 to the upside. And eventually, when we come into this wave 2 support area, which could go down all the way to 17.5K, as long as we hold 17.5K, and it's clear that we are in the wave 2, and we hold it, then we can say the bear market low was in with a high likelihood. Yeah? And that's when I will also add quite a bit for Bitcoin and other coins, okay? Because then we could rally to 40K, 50K Bitcoin, and might even be on a way to a new 100K scenario. So this is possible, which means tactically, yeah, you always need to think about tactics as well. The best TA doesn't help you if you don't have your tactics nailed down. Tactically for me, I'm, again, trying to do a swing trade here, but then keep cash aside for this area. Will buy in here. A lot of the positions that I will add here are going to be long-term positions, no stop. But what I will do is to, if we see a reaction from here, to see to scale out in resistance, and then when we then come down again, to buy again. Yeah, but this would be either way, even if we continue with the bear market or not, I'm going to buy here, and they will be long-term positions. And part of that I will use if prices go up from here to take profits. But only if we come into this area and reverse, we can say the bear market is most likely over. Okay, so these are the two scenarios. Knowing about these two allows you to come up with your strategy, okay? So in the very short term, different possibilities as well about this mess. So it could be that this fifth wave isn't even over yet. So we talked about that all last week. But we've come down a bit too low for that now. But it's still possible that we get a wave 5 extension. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 30K area. Possible. But then we should find some support here. Okay. At least above, definitely above 21,390. The other scenario is that this fourth wave never finished. That we came down in an A wave. We rallied in a B wave all the way here to the 16th of Feb. And we're coming down in a C wave. And this is the wave 4 low. The wave 4 must not go below 20,293. Below that level, yeah, it would be basically invalidated. Okay, depending on where I put the 3, you could put the 3 here. So that's why I'm saying, and also told the channel members today, it's sort of the 20K area, 19.9K, yeah. We can give it a bit more space depending on how I count the third wave. You can put it here and then look at flat pattern, or you put it here to the top. There are different possibilities, unfortunately. Yeah. But therefore, I wouldn't be so fussed about, getting the ideal entry, getting the perfect entry here for that swing trade. No, scaling in. So that's a possibility, but also there we should find support in the yellow area, at least down to 20K. Or we are already in the wave 2 that I highlighted, yeah. But even then, when we come down here, this should be an A wave. We should see a bounce somewhere from this area in a B wave, and then come down and C. And in all cases, I would expect a reaction, unless something really strange happens, yeah, and they can always, Bitcoin sometimes does what it wants, right? But that's why risk management, position sizing, and stop losses are so important, yeah. But yeah, in 3 scenarios, I personally expect a bounce from here to be able to scale out here, okay? So these are the 3 key scenarios, and now we can look at the very, very short term. So we go to the 1-hour chart. And I did highlight all these, by the way, all these support areas in the previous video. So the most important range here for me in the short term is between, let's say, 20K and 21.5K. Yes, it's a large range, but don't make it so difficult for you. I mean, I'm scaling in this range to speculate for upside. Okay. And then, looking at the short term, we've got, similar to Ethereum, we've got this sort of bearish pennant here. Yeah. Different ways of counting it showed you the idea that this could be a WXY pattern, and that's still possible. Yeah. Just look, because a lot of people want to know about the micro count. Okay. So I always, tend to share it as well, even though it's less reliable. And as you hopefully know, they often have to be adjusted in a corrective structure. This is a corrective structure that we need to keep an open mind. Now, okay, if we say, okay, we came up in a wave W, moved down in an X wave, this is a Y wave, then very clearly we could say, okay, we came up in an A wave, in the Y wave, this here was the B wave low, and we're now rallying in a C wave. That's no addition to what I told you in the previous video. That's basically exactly what I highlighted to you in the previous video that we could get this ABC and the Y wave. Still fairly likely, in my opinion, if that is the case, and if we, I mean, the alternative would be that we have this triangle here. That was likely as well. We saw the breakout to the downside, talked about that in the previous video, but that's why we need to wait for the breakout below the B wave to have confirmation a triangle breaks. And it didn't do that. So it could very well be that, so the triangle could have broken, surely, but normally you expect then a quite quick move to the downside. Didn't happen, so at the moment I'd rather be leaning towards it's a WXY, and we get in the Y wave, an ABC, and the C wave could rally to 22,600. In fact, we talked about the 38.2 fib level is the most ideal target for a fourth wave, so I would absolutely not rule out to get there. It's still very likely, either to this level or here 22.8K, and then come down. Yeah, that's absolutely likely. And if we talk about, okay, what's the length of the wave W? We go to the low of the X wave, 1-to-1 ratio. We talk here about 22.6K roughly. So this is sort of an ideal target for a Y wave, okay? So yeah, I think we need to be prepared for short term for the further upside, possibly. But eventually, the idea is to come down here, make 1 or 2 more lows into the broadly 21.3K region. So I've got good confluence here around 21.3, but it's generally the area between 20 and 21.5K. Yeah, if I had to make a guess, I would say it's more in the upper range where we are going to find support. Also because we've got the previous wave 4 low here from the 13th of Feb in this range, which is down here at 21.4K. But yeah, you know, today was a very boring day. We didn't really see a lot of volatility, so we're happy about any candle, any movement, yeah. At the moment, again, due to that engulfing green candle on the 1 hourly, I would rather say we're moving up a bit, but this is impossible. You know, these prices on the small time frame, they move so quickly. But if we break above the E wave high, yeah, of this triangle, which is at 22.4K, there's a really good chance we get to 22.6 or even 22.8 before seeing a negative reaction and coming down. Also because we've seen a lot of altcoins sell off today, and I think they are due a bit of a reaction to the upside here shortly. But we will see eventually for most coins is still the idea to go down a little lower, but then to see that larger bounce. Unusual today that a lot of the coins came down lower and Bitcoin just moved sideways. So it's a bit of a strange one. But yeah, I think everything should be clear now, ideally. Is there anything else to mention? I mean, we need to be aware that we have on obviously Sunday tomorrow, yeah. So usually what we see on a Sunday is quiet start, and then sort of towards the end when we cover our member live stream, when we've got our member live stream at 5 o'clock UTC, 5 p.m., then we typically start to see some movement. That's sort of towards the end of the week, the weekly candle, yeah, when it closes. And tomorrow, by the way, our member live stream will cover Fibonacci extensions, if I'm not mistaken. I would need to double check. The members usually vote, so it's an educational live stream, talk about Fibonacci extensions. Anybody who wants to learn a bit more about that, feel free to check out our membership. Last week we talked about Fibonacci retracement relationships, so which fib levels are relevant for which kind of waves. So it's a very, very valuable knowledge. And yeah, check that out if you like to. Tomorrow, 5 p.m. UTC. And then, yeah, hopefully you like the update about Bitcoin. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.